This is The Art of Loish, her first book. If you don't know who Loish is, look her up, and I'm sure you'll be immediately captivated by her work. She has this beautiful style, reminiscent of some lovely hybridization of old Disney works with a touch of figural realism as seen in Lilo and Stitch, but all brought into a modern design with features of manga and anime that add up to this wonderful whole package. This is an art book, an exploration of the artist's work from their youth up until now, and it does a wonderful job of walking us, the audience, through her work. So let's take a look at The Art of Loish. She starts us off with her artistic journey. This is one of my favorite things to see in any art book by particular artists. I find that seeing the work they did as children or as younger artists is mighty encouraging. Sometimes we have this tendency to believe that artists are born rather than made, and seeing the greats start at a rational point is good for all of us. An early adopter of digital art, Loish managed to take something really devised for photo manipulation and make it her own, moving into animation and school. There is a lot of text in this book as well, and I enjoy reading through her journey, exploring with her, or so it feels, as I move through the pages. The book is filled cover to cover with wonderful, colorful pieces of art. Everything she makes seems to barely contain human emotion, bursting with colors and feelings at every soft curve. Fortunately, the book has a rather long section on digital painting as well, and her particular process is expanded upon therein. For me, this is always something I look for in an art book, the how behind an artist's individual process. I want to know how you go about sculpting out these beautiful things, and the 4 specific walkthroughs in this book are helpful in that way. She spends time talking about her color choices, an area where she is nearly unrivaled in her application. Though to be fair, she spends much more time on these aspects in her style-specific book, one that I might get to in another video. This book contains a section of sketches and studies. We can learn so much from seeing how a highly proficient artist manages to simplify things. She studies prolifically, and if you follow her on any of her social media, you will see that she does so constantly. Much of the time she focuses on people and furry animals, but I've watched fish, landscapes, and still lifes float by her feed as well. This book closes with 2 very in-depth tutorials and a section on quick tips. All in all, this book seems to best serve as an inspiration, a display of beautiful works of art by an encouraging and humble artist, offering tips to anyone who picks up the pages and thumbs through them. There is a kindness that comes through in Loish's work, her books, and even when you hear her speak in videos and tutorials. For me, it is this honest integrity that seems to come out in her work that draws me back. Not only are the drawings and illustrations beautiful, but they seem to touch upon things that are simply innate in what it is to be human. The way she captures so many different kinds of faces, faces from cultures, races, and different people groups the world round, all seem to convey this same sense of humanity. She does a wonderful job at simplifying complicated things, and in many facets of my own artistic journey, Loish's work has been an inspiration, as well as a benchmark on what can be done, what can be simplified. I really appreciate that she doesn't erase all of her construction lines in her work. On some of the finished pieces they don't show through, sure, but especially in her sketches, you can see the lines that gave rise to what the final result was. And this is very important for people who are working on their own personal growth to see. We can see the path that she took to get to where she ended up, and that is a wonderful thing. And I want to highlight again, it's a humble thing. A lot of artists choose to leave those kinds of things out, either because they feel like they're not polished, or because it makes them look a little better. I appreciate the humility and the humanity that comes through in Loish's work. I have all 3 of her art books, and they have served me well, especially as I study new topics or seek to simplify the complexities of the human face. If this art strikes you, talks to your soul, perhaps consider picking up a copy of The Art of Loish. You will not be disappointed. As always, thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed this book review, and I hope you will support Loish by checking out her social media and perhaps picking up a copy of one of her books for yourself. Have a good one, y'all. See you soon.